Hey, good evening, and welcome to the final meetup of the Passion for Cruises USA Solos January 28th Norwegian Epic Cruise. We're getting close, folks. This time next week, we'll be on the boat. So I'm pretty excited about it. Those of you that have been with me before know that I'll be leaving here Friday, driving about halfway and stopping, and then driving on into Port Canaveral on Saturday, and then jump over to the port on Sunday to get on board the Epic. The reason I called another meetup, folks, one, there were several people that were still asking questions, and I said, well, let's do another meetup. And there's been one major change in the way I'm going to be doing things that I needed to make sure everybody knows about. And this is the most likely way for everybody to get that information. So hopefully those of you that aren't going to be in the live audience tonight will see it on replay here sometime this week. But last time when we were together, I said that on our meeting at Maltings on embarkation day at 3 o'clock, I was going to give you a couple things. One, I was going to give you a name tag. The name tags are all done. I will have them with me. The other thing I was going to give each of you was a schedule. I'm not going to give each of you a schedule. That's me carrying, 35 extra sheets of paper. The chances of them getting messed up and luggage and all that business. I try to, because I'm disabled, I carry as little as possible. So I emailed everybody the schedule. If you didn't get it, let me know and I'll email it to you again. But everybody should have a copy of the schedule, put it on your phone or, however you want. You could print it out and didn't have to deal with paper yourself if you want to. I just felt that it would be a lot easier that way. So I emailed everybody the schedules. When was it? Yesterday, I think. I don't know. This weekend. So, the other thing, let me jump over here real quickly and see who's with us already. If there might be some questions that I can answer. I am going to go over the schedule again. Kenneth's with us. Hey, Kenneth, Scott's here. Hi, Scott. Mona's with us. Happy morning, she says. There's Gary, older than dirt. Gary's going to be not only with us on the Epic, but then he's going on with me on to the Meraviglia. Not the Meraviglia. Yeah, Magnifica, MSC Magnifica. After we get off the Epic. Meryl's here. Hi, Meryl. Tony's with us. Hello, Tony. Carlene's here. Meryl said, I would say I need to get out of the COVID weather, but I'm in Arizona, so I can't complain considering what some of you are dealing with. Yeah, it's been like down 10 degrees here this week every night. I'm in Virginia. Tony's down in North Carolina. She's had some cold too. I think all of us are ready for some warm weather. So maybe not you out in Arizona, but those of us that are on the East Coast, it doesn't take much for us to need some warm weather. And we've had enough. And I've had it relatively lucky here. We had a little snow, but very little snow. But we've had a couple pretty brutally cold nights and lots of wind, terrible wind, one icy day. And it was the icy day. Some of you have seen that I'm struggling to read things because of the chemo meds that I'm on. It's affected my eyesight. So when I went to see my doctor here a couple of weeks ago, he says, you got to go get your eyes checked. So I had that set up for last Tuesday. That was the ice day. And I was ready to go. And I opened up the garage door and I looked at the slope coming out of the garage door, and it was solid ice. I have no idea how a power wheelchair does on ice, but I didn't want to find out. So I called them up and I changed the appointment. It's now tomorrow afternoon. Now, I'm not going to have new glasses by the time we're on the ship, but they'll be on order at least. So, but anyway, glad all you guys are here. There may be some more people join us. If anybody has any questions, just drop them in. I'll try to answer them. All right, to go over the schedule again, everybody, the schedule itself hasn't changed. As a matter of fact, where did it go? Honest, I had the schedule here someplace. Yeah, what did I do with the schedule? I was doing some other work and tell me that I took the schedule right off. I did. Okay, so let me go back and find the schedule again. That was kind of dumb on my part. Those of you that know me well know that I'm pretty much useless when it comes to technical things. No, I don't want MSC. I want the mail. That's where I've got it safely parked so I wouldn't lose it. And let's see here. No. Honest, folks, I don't mean to have dead air for this, but I got to get to the right place. And finally, I'm at the right place now. So I just have to get it pulled up here. And North, oh, I know what I'm doing wrong here. I've got to go over here and find it. That's what. Honest, folks, I had this set up before, and then I got sidetracked doing some other things and left it sitting. There it is. Oh, that's the final meetup. That's not it either. Finally. Okay. Wow. Sorry about that. Again, something. If I'm going to screw something up, I normally screw it up really, really well. Okay. So on embarkation day, again, I highly recommend as soon as any of you get on board, take care of the muster drill if you can. Now, you might get on board and you can't get into your cabins yet, because one of the requirements is that you watch the TV show, which is about 2 minutes. And after you do that, then you have to go to the muster station and check in. If you have been on Norwegian before, they might let you just go to the muster station. And normally they do that at, sometime in the afternoon that they start on the muster station business. If you can get it done early, I highly recommend it so you don't have to mess with it. I'm going to be in, and again, the schedule is subject to change once we get on board and see exactly what Epic is doing on this cruise. But as it stands now, at 3 o'clock on embarkation, I will be in Malting's Whiskey Bar on deck 7. You can stop by there and pick up your name tags. And if you have any questions and or problems for me, that would be the ideal time to let me know. At 5 o'clock, I'm assuming it's at 5 o'clock. We have to check the schedule when we get on board. Will be the Norwegian Solo Travels meetup, probably in the Solo Lounge. They might have it someplace else and take us to the solo lounge. Got to check the schedule to see how they're doing it on the Epic. There we will meet our NCL rep for the week. We will have one, usually somebody on out of the entertainment crew that we will have taken care of the solo group for the week. There will be our group and probably another group between the solo cabins and the solo groups that are on board. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't end up with 50 or 60 people in the solo group between the two groups. The NCL person we have will take care of doing things like if there are any problems with specialty dining, of getting people hooked up for that. Taking care of groups going to the restaurants. I'll get some help from him, I hope, him or her, whichever it is. On our giveaway the last day, including our grand prize giveaway. Usually I get some swag from Norwegian, which they'll line up for me. Some of you might want to get together and go out on excursions. It doesn't have to be just from our group of solos. It could be some of the other solo folks. We could end up marrying them all together and do a bunch of things together. Depends on the crowd. It depends on, how the kind of fun level we get from the other solos there. A lot of them may have never sailed solo before. Who knows? You just play that by ear as we go. We're going to have a nice little group of our group, but it would be nice to pull some new people in with us. We've done that before. I will say our last night, I'm hoping to do a group dinner that we'd try to keep that just for our group. And also for our prize drawing, that's just for our group, as opposed to somebody that's not in Passion for Cruises, USA Solos. All right, so we'll take care of that, the first meeting on embarkation day. Then on day 2, that would be on the 29th, on Monday, we're in Great Stirrup Key. That is a tender port. So it's always questionable whether or not I can tender in because of being in a wheelchair. I understand that Norwegian has 3 tender boats that are handicap accessible, wheelchair accessible, that they have purchased. So hopefully I'll be able to go ashore at Great Stirrup Key. I love Great Stirrup Key. But I'll start the day off with what I call the Breakfast Club. It'll be in Taste Restaurant on deck 5. I will be there when it opens. One source that I have says it opens at 7. The other source says 7:30. Whichever it is, I will be there at 7 or 7:30 for breakfast. If any of you would like to join me for breakfast, come on. If you'd like to stop in and have a cup of coffee, come on. Some of you like to just have a chance to have an anchor. I'm going to be there every day. I'll be there as soon as it opens every day, all week. So we have a little breakfast get together, coffee get together, whatever we want to do. Then again, at 5 o'clock, I'm assuming at 5 o'clock, there'll be another Solo Travelers meetup in the Solo Lounge. And it should be at 5 o'clock every night, I hope. Folks, remember, when we see the schedule, it might be at 5:30 every night. It might be at 6 o'clock. I don't know till I get on board, so don't hold me to everything on this. Day 3 is the sea day, the first sea day. Do our breakfast club at Taste on deck 5 at 7 a.m. At 1 o'clock, I'm going to do a slot pull. I'll be in Oceans, between Oceans and the casino. You'll find me to take the money and sign-ups right about 12:30. And as soon as we get 20 or better signed up, I'll cut it off if we get to 25. I don't like huge, it causes too much trouble in the casino, and I don't want to do that. But 20 to 25 people will go in and get on a $5 machine. Everybody puts up 20 bucks. You get at least 4 pulls. We'll keep track of your winnings, how much you won. And if we, hit a big one when we get through all that and figure out how much of winnings we have, we determine if we want to cash in or if we continue on. Majority rules on that. It's just a fun thing. I've actually won money on one slot pool. The rest of the times we just had a good time for an hour or so. Then of course solo meetup again on C Day. All right, day 4 we're in San Juan, Puerto Rico. A lot of excursions in San Juan. That is a port that I easily get off the ship. So I'll be doing something ashore. I don't know what it is yet. But anyway, we'll start off the day with the breakfast club as usual. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll have the solo meetup again. And again, folks, any of the things that's on the schedule, you do what you want to do, what you don't want to do, you don't have to do. This is not a set in stone schedule for any of you. If you want to join us, fine. We're here to have a good time, not only for you guys, but for us, for me too. So, if you want to, fine. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Day 5, we're in St. Thomas. Breakfast Club, again at 7 o'clock. Solo meet up at 5 o'clock. Again, St. Thomas is a place that I go ashore. It's not the best for accessible transportation, but I'll find some trouble to get into, usually when I'm at St. Thomas. I've been to several bars at St. Thomas. I'd like to do one of the things that I do because I have to have accessible transportation. I've got to have something with a lift or a ramp as far as a cab, a trolley, a bus. So one of the first things I do is go to the excursion desk and say, okay, what can I get on for this trip? I've been on a lot of cruises where it was nothing, that there were no accessible excursions, or they were just outrageously expensive, like, $400 or $500. I'm not going to spend that for an excursion. All right, day 6, we're at Amber Cove, one of my favorite stops in the Caribbean. We'll have breakfast as usual, 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we'll have the solo meetup. I will get off at Amber Cove. I go directly to Candle Lounge. Some of you like to get in the pool. They have a beach. They have a wonderful pool with a swim-up bar. They have a nice interior bar and lounge with good food, lots of drinks. If any of you should be around me, I will roll in, and one of the bartenders will holler, "Hey, there's Chillie." I've been there several times, needless to say. And we'll have a pina colada there, guaranteed. Normally, I drink bourbon, except there's a few places that I have pina coladas. Candle Lounge and Amber Cove is one of them. All right, then we get up to February the 3rd, the last day of the cruise, which is a sea day. Breakfast Club at 1 o'clock. We're going to do a bar crawl. We're going to meet at Oceans. Those of you that like to drink, we'll have a drink, stay there a few minutes, move on to another bar and have another drink, move on to another bar, have another drink. We don't want to get too toasted because at 4:30, we have our grand prize drawing in the solo room. And the grand prize is $150 future PFC USA solo cruise credit, which will go to one of you guys on this cruise. $150. discount on the next cruise you book with Passion for Cruises USA Fellows. There's also a photo contest that goes on. Pete usually announces it and puts information about it on the Passion for Cruises USA Solos page. Not our group page, but the big page. That is $100 prize for the best picture. You can upload 2 pictures per day for the cruise, and it's open for 5 days after the cruise. So if you don't have Wi-Fi, for instance, or you don't have enough Wi-Fi minutes to upload pictures, you can do it when you get home. It's open for 5 days. The office then judges all the pictures that have been submitted. And it can be of anything. It can be of sunset, it can be of other people, it can be of the group. One of the neatest ones from the escape was a close-up of an iguana. It can be literally anything. You see a pretty rainbow, anything. The office staff at Passion for Cruises, that's over on the other side of the pond, they judge and pick the top 5. Then we get to vote on the top 5 for who we want to win. So we actually have a vote to do sometime about 5 days after the cruise, that everybody can cast a vote for their favorite picture. And the winner of that gets $100. Again, future cruise credit from a Passion for Cruises USA Solos cruise. So I'm hoping that evening at 6 o'clock that we have a group dinner in the Manhattan room. And when that dinner is over, then everybody has to go run and pack. If you have been busy all day like I will be. So I go and throw things in the suitcase to get ready to roll off the ship. However, I don't know how they do this vacation yet. But we'll get off the ship, and I just have to roll down to the garage and get in my car and drive to Miami. So, all right, that's the schedule for the week. Let's go see who's fussing at me over in the chat room. Terry's here. Mike's with us. Mike's one of my buddies from the other side of the pond. Carlene's in Chicago. She has ice today. Actually, we got it was cold last night, but it got up above freezing today here, and has been pretty clear. So I'm actually not going to have any problems getting out of here and going to the doctor tomorrow. So Terry's here. Hi, Terry. Mike says, click the like button. That helps the channel out. Yeah, that would help a lot. Hit that like button while you're here. Tony has a question. I did have a question about the $9.95 text and chat special on the NCL app. I have the app but couldn't find that special. Does it not show up until we're on board? That's correct. Once you're on board and it seems to me it comes in on the app at that point. Or yes, I don't think you have to go by. I can't remember now. Actually, I had somebody that set it up on my phone last time. And then the first time we get together, I'll give everybody my number so you can text me, and that way I can save your number and have to be able to text you back. So if you want to do, and it costs $10, it's $10 added to your account. We might even have to go by the Wi-Fi desk and have the guy do it. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure everybody else was doing it themselves on the phone. I didn't do it myself, so I can't tell you how it's done. But I do know it's after we get on board. Can't do it until then. Hope that answered your question, Tony. Terry says, um, I'm going to do the solo jet ski, kayak, and something else. Oh, there's a solo jet ski. That's pretty cool. I'd love to be able to do some of those things. Unfortunately, when you're in a chair, and some of you may or may not know that I'll be running around in a wheelchair, a power wheelchair. So I'm disabled a little, sort of. I can actually walk 5 or 6 steps, even when I have my oxygen going, which I'm a full-time oxygen user, except when I'm sitting. If I'm sitting still, I don't have to have the oxygen on. But if I would try to stand up and walk 5 paces over to my chair across the room, I got to have the oxygen on. And the rest of the time, like to get up and go to the bathroom, I have to have oxygen going. So, I have a portable oxygen unit that'll be with me all the time. I actually put the portable oxygen unit down between my feet on the chair because it has a little basket underneath the seat, but I can't access it without standing up and bending over, which I can't do. So me using the basket doesn't do very well. So I keep a cloth bag tied to the handle, which, like if I'm going out to do my show at 11 o'clock, my computer's down in there, my phone's down there because I use that as my webcam. And, that's just how I operate. But it's from a chair. So you'll see me running around. That's what you look for. You look for a big fat guy in a wheelchair and holler, "Are you Chillie?" I promise you I will be. Anyway, so that's how I roll. Where is this restaurant? And what's the name of it again? It's Malting's Whiskey Bar. It's on what deck is that? Deck. Hang on, let me back up to make sure I tell you right. Malting's Whiskey Bar on deck 7. It's right next to the barber shop, or the barber shop's nearby. So, and you can't miss it. It's Malting's Whiskey Bar. It looks like they have a pretty good seating area, and that shouldn't be as grossly busy on embarkation. Oceans, you can't get anywhere near the bar at Oceans because people hit that for food as well. Almost probably as many people are eating at Oceans as eat in the buffet when they get on the ship. So Maltings will be the first one. And then from there, the second one, which is the meetup with NCL solos, I'm assuming will be in the solo lounge, which is on deck 11. But that I won't know until I get the daily sheet. So, but I will find out. I will have all that information at 3 o'clock. And even if you just stop by to pick up your name tag, I do have name tags for everybody. Some of you I may have, put the wrong name on it because I'm looking at names that I don't necessarily know all of you personally yet. I have extra blanks and magic markers. If I got your name wrong, we can fix that. We'll pull out a blank and redo it. Only see me chatting with you. You're on Facebook? Huh. Facebook doesn't show the whole thing. I didn't know that, Terry. I Most of my people do watch me on YouTube mainly because the chat room is full of people. That's interesting. I was not aware of that. That when we go, you're watching it on our uh, cruise page. Interesting. And Terry says, "Hopefully, I won't break my leg." Yeah, well, let's certainly hope not. If it's where I can get to, I'd love to take some pictures of you doing it. Who knows? Maybe I won the photo contest. No, I don't. I don't enter the photo contest. Carlene says, "I'm a huge football fan, and Sunday is a big day for the playoffs. I'm hoping we'll have access to the games in the areas we are having our meets." That one I can't answer. I feel certain that they will be on, maybe on, they'll do a sail away party. I'm sure that's going to be on some of the TVs, maybe in Oceans, possibly in the casino bar. Is there a sports lounge? I've not been on Epic, so I can't remember. I don't remember seeing a sports lounge, but there might be a sports lounge someplace too. There'll be several places. We'll check on that, Carlene. Kathy wants to know where you're kayaking, Terry. Gary says, "Go 49ers." Of course, I'm like all you. I'm a big football fan too. I mean, I watched all the games this weekend. I didn't really have a dog in the race, so I wasn't particularly rooting for anybody. But man, those games were really good, especially. And I could care less on who won Kansas City and Buffalo. I thought that was a really good game. I thought Green Bay taking San Francisco to task for all but the last 2 minutes. That was a good game. That's what I mean, I just hope for good games at this point. And I make no bones about it. I lived in Pittsburgh for 20 years. So I've always been a Steeler fan. Still am. But that doesn't mean I like good football. So, I really don't care of the four teams that are left who wins. But let's have three more good games. I'd be perfectly happy with any of the four teams left. There's not any of them that I just grossly dislike. I like Baltimore. I think Baltimore's going to be hard to beat, in my thinking. I like Detroit and what they've done, getting from nowhere. Of course, Buffalo and San Francisco. I mean, that's four really good teams, and it's going to be four really good games. So I'm with you. I hope to be able to watch them as well. Thank you, 49ers, for knocking Green Bay out of the playoffs. Well, I'm still, I still kind of like Green Bay, which that's from a personal standpoint, but I'm not a big fan of Green Bay. I like the fact that everybody counted this kid out, and all of a sudden he becomes a really good quarterback. I think that's an interesting story. But yeah, I mean, no, but it was still, it was a good game. You know, I just, I just, I've enjoyed that a lot this year. Terry says, "Great stirrup key and then the jet ski." Great stirrup K. No, great stirrup key. It's Coco K that the Royal Caribbean pronounces wrong. Great stirrup key. Um, I'd love to see the Lions take it. Man, that wouldn't bother me in the least. You know. So anyway, yeah, we'll definitely follow the football games. So, all right, guys, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to go over the schedule again, let everybody know. If you have not gotten the schedule that I emailed to you, let me know, and I'll email it again. I hope by now everybody has checked in. Most everybody has the package, which is the drinks, the Wi-Fi. Remember, it's 150 minutes, and you have to turn it off if you're not using it, or your minutes get sucked up. So be careful on that. There'll be a sheet in your room, and there also, if you have the NCL app, it'll tell you on that as well. But you have to turn it off. You can't just start it up and leave it on full time. Unless I pay for the streaming package, the big package. So I don't have to mess with turning it on and off. I pay a flat fee for the whole cruise. But I've got to be able to do my shows. So I always have to pay money for that. Most everybody has made specialty dining reservations. If you haven't, don't worry. There'll be people that are needing somebody to join them, or people that are going the same night and will join up with you. Hey, don't worry. You're not going to eat alone. I absolutely guarantee you. And already I can see that this group is going to have a lot of fun together. Just the personality vibe that I get from all of you guys. It's just going to be another great cruise. I've hosted several cruises, and every one of them have been fun. So I promise you we're going to have a good time. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today for me. I have to get up in the middle of the night again to start writing my show for tomorrow. So my days start at 4 a.m., y'all. They start at 4 a.m. on the ship, too. So seeing Chillie at 11 o'clock at night ain't going to happen. I'll be in bed asleep by then. But I do try to hit a couple of the shows, at least part of the shows. I do try to get around to the clubs and do some filming. But generally, I'm in bed at a fairly reasonable hour because I have to get up so cotton picking early. I also have to take I take chemo. It's a pill form of chemo. This is my third time around on chemo, and I can't take the harsh chemo anymore. So I take Zytiga, which is 4 pills, big horse pills that I have to take at 5 a.m. So no matter what, I have to be able to take the pills, even if I don't do a show. So, all right, guys, I'll see everybody on Sunday. If I don't see you before then, I can't even remember where I'm staying Saturday night. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, I'll be in Port Canaveral. I think I want to think I'm at the Holiday Inn Express, but I don't even remember that for sure. So, all right, guys, thanks for hopping in. I will see everybody on Sunday on the Norwegian Epic. You guys all travel safe, and I look forward to seeing you then. That's it for now. See everybody on Sunday.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.